Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumera Kamal. The headlines first. Prime Minister and the US President will have a wide-ranging interaction at the White House on 22nd of this month. Foreign Office says Pakistan welcomes the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights demand for sending a fact-finding mission to the occupied Kashmir. Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Information says the current challenges being faced by Pakistan are due to attempts of previous rulers to undermine national institutions for their personal interests. Chairman Board of Investment has said Chinese experiences will be utilized for industrial restoration in Pakistan. US peace envoy to Afghanistan says the latest round of US Taliban peace talks has been the most productive. Second semi-final of the ICC World Cup is underway between England and Australia at Birmingham. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan and the US President Donald Trump will have a wide-ranging interaction at the White House on 22nd of this month, covering bilateral and regional matters. At his weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Mohammad Faisal said the three-day visit by Pakistan Prime Minister will help renew and reinvigorate long-standing ties between the two countries. He said it will contribute towards building a broad-based, long-term and enduring partnership between the two countries on the basis of mutual interest and mutual benefit. The spokesperson said Pakistan and India will have a meeting on Sunday to discuss the draft agreement for finalizing the Model Ts of Kartarpur corridor. The Indian delegation will come to Pakistan for the talks to be held at Wagah. He said the first meeting at Kartarpur corridor was held on 14th March, while the meeting scheduled for 2nd April could not take place. The spokesperson said that the International Court of Justice will give its judgment in Kulbhushan Yadav case on the 17th of this month. He said, "We cannot prejudge the judgment, but Pakistan," he said, fully contested the case before the ICJ. Referring to the Indian atrocities in occupied Kashmir, the Foreign Office spokesperson said Pakistan has welcomed the second report of the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights on Kashmir, which has once again recognized the grave human rights violations in occupied Kashmir. He said we also welcome its recommendation for sending a fact-finding mission to the occupied territory. Prime Minister Imran Khan has thanked overseas workers for sending more remittances to Pakistan through banking channels. In a tweet today, he said remittances for the past fiscal year came in much higher at 9.7% annual growth and totaled $21.8 billion. Imran Khan said this is much higher than the previous year when they grew only by 2.9%. Air Chief Marshal Mujahid Anwar Khan called on Prime Minister Imran Khan in Islamabad today. Professional matters pertaining to Pakistan Air Force were discussed during the meeting. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says Pakistan offers the best investment opportunities in various sectors, including agriculture, industry, renewable energy, technology, and infrastructure development. Talking to key investors in London today, he said, "We are inviting British as well as international investors and business companies through economic diplomacy to come to Pakistan and take benefit of government's positive policies." British investors welcomed the foreign minister for visiting the United Kingdom and having an exclusive meeting with them. During the meeting, they also exchanged views on various important matters, including investment. Pakistan High Commissioner Nafiz Zakaria was also present during the meeting. Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Information and Broadcasting, Dr. Firdaus Ashik Awan says the current challenges being faced by Pakistan are due to attempts of previous rulers to undermine national institutions for their personal interests. Talking to media in Islamabad this afternoon, she said the government of PTI has been making sincere efforts for rebuilding the damaged institutions. She said, "We are taking forward the institutional reforms agenda of the government." She said Parliament is a very important pillar of the state. Dr. Firdaus Ashik Awan said some political pundits want to run the Senate according to their wishes. Chairman Board of Investment Zubair Gilani says that Chinese experiences will be utilized for industrial restoration in Pakistan. He was talking to a 50-member delegation of Chinese investors that called on him in Islamabad today. Zubair Gilani said industrial cooperation under the umbrella of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a first step towards changing the lives of the people of the two countries. Chairman BOI assured the Chinese investors of government's full cooperation in availing investment opportunities in the country. The head of Chinese delegation highlighted the possible role of One Belt, One Road project of China in economic and social development of Pakistan. Expressing interest in establishment of economic zones in Pakistan, he said an investment of $300 to $500 million is expected in various industries. Law Minister Barrister Farooq Naseem says the government is determined to protect the Islamic laws, including finality of prophethood, peace be upon him. Addressing Wahdat-e-Ummat conference in Islamabad this afternoon, he said whole cabinet, including Prime Minister and the government, will protect the Islamic laws. The minister said Islam and Pakistan are intertwined with each other and Pakistan came into being on the basis of two-nation theory. Farooq Naseem said ulama can play an important role in eradication of occultocracy. The minister said we can work for development of the country by staying together. This is Radio Pakistan. In occupied Kashmir, the Joint Resistance Leadership has called for complete shutdown on the Kashmir Martyrs' Day on Saturday to reiterate the urgent need for a peaceful and just settlement of the Kashmir dispute as per Kashmiris' aspirations. The JRL, in a statement issued in Srinagar today, also called for a march towards the Martyrs' Graveyard at Naqshband Sahib in Srinagar to pay homage to the martyrs of 13th of July 1931. Meanwhile, Umar Farooq will lead the march after Zohar prayers from Jamia Masjid Srinagar to the Martyrs' Graveyard. The shutdown is also aimed to put an end to the Indian repression against the Kashmiri people and the Hurriyat leaders. On the 13th of July 1931, the troops of Dogra Maharaja had killed 22 Kashmiris, one after the other, in firing on people gathered outside Central Jail in Srinagar during the court proceedings against one Abdul Qadir, who had asked Kashmiri people to defy the Dogra rule. The U.S. peace envoy to Afghanistan, Zalmay Khalilzad, has said that the latest round of talks with the Taliban have been the most productive. According to an American embassy spokesperson in Beijing, Khalilzad is in Beijing for a meeting amid signs of new momentum in efforts to end Afghanistan's 17 years war. The spokesperson gave no further details about the visit by Zalmay Khalilzad, but it comes just days after he said that for the first time he can report substantive progress on all four issues key to a peace agreement. In Greece, at least 6 foreigners, including 2 children, have been killed and 100 others injured when a violent, short-lived storm lashed at Halkidiki Peninsula. Minister for Civilian Protection Mihalis Christoidis said Greece is mourning the loss of lives and all damage will be repaired in coming days. Britain says the 3 Iranian vessels have tried to impede the passage of a British commercial vessel through the Strait of Hormuz. In a statement, Britain said that we are concerned by his action and continue to urge the Iranian authorities to de-escalate the situation in the region. China says a trade dispute with the United States can be resolved if each other's concerns are taken into consideration. This was stated by Chinese Commerce Ministry spokesperson Gao Feng during his weekly news briefing. He said China hopes that US will remove sanctions on Hawaii technologies as soon as possible and a clear path for healthy and bilateral relations. In Syria, 56 people have been killed during clashes between government forces and militants in Idlib province. In Syria, at least 11 people were killed and several wounded in car bomb blast at Afrin city today. Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights War Monitoring Group said the blast took place at entrance to the city. Iran has rejected the U.S. claim that they tried to stop a British tanker in the Persian Gulf a day earlier. In a statement, Iran's elite Revolutionary Guards outrightly rejected the U.S. claims, saying that their patrol boats were carrying out routine duties. World Population Day is being observed today with the aim to focus attention on the issue of overpopulation globally. This year's theme is history and significance. In the second semi-final of the ICC World Cup at Birmingham, Australia have set a victory target of 224 runs for England. Australia, who batted first after winning toss, were bowled out in 49 overs. And finally, the weather. Widespread rain, thundershower with windstorm is expected in Kashmir, Islamabad, Rawalpindi, Sargodha, Gujranwala, Faisalabad, Malakand, Mardan, Kohat, Bannu divisions during the next 24 hours. Hot and humid weather is expected elsewhere in the country. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk. And also watch live streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.